your chance. Right now is your opportunity. Right now, you got to make today count.
Roll Tide, Roll Tide, and Roll Tide again. I'd like to welcome everybody to the CTS Sports Room. We are the Horsemen. I'd like to wish everybody a happy Tuesday, this January 17th, 2023. And I am one of your hosts, Mr. Roll Tide and Rise Up, as I go by. And I'd like to bring some of my cohorts in. First, I'd like to stop down in Phoenix City, Alabama, and pick up our good friend, Mr. Nick Saban Jr. Nick Saban, come on in, sir.
So what we do is important, but how we do what we do becomes more and more important. And that's for every guy here. We got to do it better. Our goal is to have the kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time.
It's all about what does it take to break.
Yeah, there he is. Roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide, baby. Time to lay some steel toes up and go to work.
It's time to go to work, baby. Put them bro games on. Let's get busy.
Yes, sir.
All right. So go to work. We got to pick up our fellow co-workers. So we're going to swing up the hour. We're going to pick up one Mr. William Bryant. William Bryant, come on in, sir.
So I want everybody to think here for a second. How much does this game mean to you? Because if it means something to you, you can't stand still. You understand? You play fast. You play strong. You go out there and dominate the guy you're playing against and make his ass quit. That's our trademark. That's our MO with the team. That's what people know us as.
Roll Tide, fellas.
Roll Tide, Mr. Bryant. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. This is the one bad mother trucker here. And if you need your supplies, call my company. They'll send me on down there and get the material to you. Roll Tide.
All right. Okay, so next we're going to head on back to Georgia, North Georgia. We're going to pick up our good friend, Mr. Spencer Reevely. Spencer.
I am a damn Alabama fan and proud of it. Gump Nation forever, brother. Roll Tide, everybody. How y'all doing?
Roll Tide.
We're good. Roll Tide, sir. All right. Before we get to work, we got to get to work. But before we get to work, we got to hand it over to Spencer and let him do his dedication for the night.
All right. Thank you, sir. It is my great honor to dedicate tonight's show to Coretta Scott King. Coretta Scott King, born 1927-2006, was raised on a farm in Perry County, Alabama, where she attended segregated schools, was a valedictorian of Lincoln High School, and graduated from Antosh College. She became the first woman to deliver the Class Day address at Harvard. Soon after her marriage to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., after MLK's assassination, she worked to build the King Center in Atlanta and led the campaign to establish Dr. King's birthday as a national holiday. And ma'am, for your dedication, for your hard work to keep your husband's memory, thought, and preachings of God, freedom, equality, and love for everyone, ma'am, I salute you. You will never be forgotten. Now let me bring everybody on. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. That's a fun fact. I didn't know that she was from born in Alabama. I didn't know that. I thought she was a Georgia girl, like Reverend King himself. So that's a fun fact I learned tonight.
I think they actually met up in Boston, though, didn't they?
I'm not sure. I'm really
not
not sure.
I don't know if there was in Harvard. I ain't sure.
Yeah, from what I heard, something up here, they first met up in Boston or somewhere around there.
Boston. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see the hard hat on.
Yes, sir.
I love it. I love it.
You want me to get started with time to go to work?
I see the help over here.
Well,
Okay.
first of all, let me say this. It's definitely time to go to work for all of our Alabama football players. It is time. You should already still be feeling the sting of what happened last year. Feeling the sting of not making it to the playoffs because you lost 2 games. Granted, total of 4 points. But obviously you didn't put the work in enough last year. It's time to go to work, y'all. First thing you need to do, and this is quite obvious to everybody, you're going to have to keep a level head. You're going to have to get in there, get to work, and you're going to have to keep a level head. Next thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to nail down these after school. You're going to have to nail down these off-season practices, workouts, programs. You're going to have to get in there. You're going to have to nail them motherfuckers down. Oh, excuse me. Let me do this right quick. Let me do it. It slipped. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's military. And next thing y'all going to have to do, I need y'all to get out there. I want y'all to measure your competition. I want you to measure them. I want you to look around, measure them. Then I want you to outwork them. You can't outwork them unless you're paying attention to how hard they're working. And then last but not least, I want y'all to cut out the bullshit. I want y'all to cut it out. Get your heads right. Cut it out. Be back. Get back in your dorm by 11 o'clock. Screw that. Get back in your dorm at 11. Just cut out the bullshit and go to work. And that's what I got to say. Go ahead, rise up.
Well said, Spencer. Well said. We'll put together a presentation. You were on point. I couldn't have said it in the building. The visuals were, fantastic. And piggybacking off of it, sir, I agree, and I'm pretty sure the athletes agree, the coaches go to work. Listen, last year, by no stretch, was a bad year. We were 11-2, count the bowl game, but it was the what's I'm looking for, the consistency of how we played. We come out dragging, looking slow, prepared, and it's time to get everything back in order, get everything back in line. And I'm pretty sure Nick knows this, and he is going to be on top of this, man. And I think next year, 2023 season is going to be a season to look, forward to. I don't want to do it because last year we bought into a lot of hype, a bunch of returning on defense and everything, and we kind of panned out. But I got a good gut feeling that this coming season is going to be a totally different season than what we saw last year, and those guys are ready to get in, get their hands dirty, and get the work done. Nick Jr., what do you think about that, sir?
Yes, sir. I agree completely. Like I said, time to get to work, and it's going to start with reprogramming their mindset. It's going to start with classroom, getting it done in the classroom, the practice field, the weight room, film study. It's going to start with all that. Eating right, exercise right, get to the rehab room. Reprogram your mindset. Get back to the Bama standard. Working on craft on your own. It's time to get back to work. This year was a big letdown. It was a big letdown. The expectations that we have at Alabama is so high. Sometimes we kind of say fair, but when you have the best quarterback in college football and the best defensive player in college football, there's no reason why it shouldn't have been a national championship appearance. There's no reason why it should have been a playoff appearance. And these kids are going to have to get out of me. It's we. It's team. It's about each other. Work for each other. Play for each other. Hold each other accountable. Leader, step up and be a leader. You don't have to be a senior or a junior to step up and be a leader. You can be a young guy, but lead the way. So somebody needs to show that they want to be a leader. Don't talk about it. Don't post about it. Show it on the field. Be about it. Time to get back to work. It's time to get to work.
Facts.
Right.
100, brother.
Right. William, what do you think, sir?
Yeah, you know I got something to say about it. First of all, I want to thank everybody in the chat. I see Todd and Van and 6-0. And man, this Steven, he is faithful on all these programs, man. He's on KB, he's on this one, he's on the other one. And hey, man, appreciate you, man. And Van's on there too. He's on there, so I appreciate it. And I even see my nephew in there, Tommy Mackier. I want to give a shout out to him. Glad you could make it. But yes, it's time to go to work. We need that. Right. We need that unction out there. We need that fire. We need that zeal to get things done, man. As the topic is, get to work. It's time to get out there. We've got some folks coming out that's coming to hear some of these new players, new recruits that's wanting to get out there and start right now. They're wanting it, and I hope whoever our coach decides to put in as OC and DC. So we're going to need both of them from what I understand. It's official that one's gone. The other one we're still waiting, but I look for that to happen. And I hope whoever he gets, that they're wanting to come to work for. And hopefully it'll be somebody that's actually put in to Nick and put a bug in his ear. Hey, I want to be there. That's what I want. I want an OC and a DC to come to him and say, Nick, I believe I can help you out. I believe I can help the whole team out. And I'm ready to start to work. And that's all I got. So,
Okay.
Spencer?
Yeah, I got one more thing I want to add to this time to go to work. I want to give out from last year, I want to give a big shout out and a clap to Mr. Otis. You come in out of high school. You was well over 400 pounds, brother. You put the work in. You lost a whole person. A whole person you lost. You worked out. You got your mind right. You got the drive. And I just wanted to thank you. We need everybody else to live up to his standards. And with that being said, Otis, I'm going to challenge you. I'm not on Facebook no more. They still haven't canceled it all the way yet. They're supposed to, but they haven't done it yet. But I can't go on and talk to you like I have been last season, off season. But I'm gonna challenge you to be a leader this season. You've proven it by your actions. Now I need you to step up and push these other guys to work as hard as you do.
Please.
So, but I have to give it up. Time to go to work. Otis, you're the man, brother. Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for the University of Alabama.
Yes,
That's all I got.
And I want to say welcome to the show, new Tommy. If it's your first time, we hope you come back more. So I'm glad you tuned in. We're just a bunch of guys here that like to have fun, talk about my football, and we may get a little wild at times, but it's all in good fun. We just fans. And your uncle up there, he get him a glass, and he go, he get in him, he get to talking. So, but anyway, so to keep the show rolling, guys. We're talking about putting in on topic. We're putting in work. I can talk about, and this, I guess, it'll be my little segment. And we can talk about this a lot of times, over and over. But it's the transfer. I heard, I was reading somewhere, and I don't remember. Y'all forgive me for this, but I heard that the NCAA changes to the transfer portal for the people who have already transferred. So if you have already did a one-time transfer and you were able to play that for, you transferred from Georgia to Alabama, let's say, and you were able to get on the field and play that year, you didn't have to sit a year like you used to have to. That's, I think, if you transfer again, there's going to be some stipulations for you that you might not be able to get. And me personally, I think that's a good thing, because the transfer portal is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. We're gonna take what was Georgia's quarterback name? JT Daniels. JT Daniels is on his fourth school. Now I understand the transfer from Georgia. I mean, from US Georgia. Then you transfer from Georgia to West Virginia, to University of West Virginia. And last year, at the University of West Virginia, you played, so there was no, you didn't hurt somebody came and took your spot. So I don't understand that. And Nick, what you got your hand up?
I'm gonna add on to the transfer portal. You remember Anabi Anoma? That was the defensive end for Alabama a couple years back. He was about to transfer. He went to Michigan. He went to Ty Simpson dad, UT Martin. He transferred from there. He was at Houston at one time. And he was at Michigan this year. Now he transferring again too.
Right. That goes with putting in the work and not tying in there, because we've seen a lot of people transfer from a lot of schools, not just Alabama, whole lot of different schools. And it's getting to where people on their fourth and fifth transfer. I mean, really, what's going on here, man? And it's setting a precedent that we and the had really hit the nail on the head on a lot of different programs that we've had. It's setting up that mindset. If I don't like it or don't agree, or if I don't feel catered to, I'm just going to leave and go elsewhere. And but if you look at it, there's people transfer 3-4 times and still not getting the field. So at some point, you got to take a look in the mirror at yourself. Nick Saban just said something a few minutes ago: be accountable. You have to take a look. Is it you? Is it you coming in with the mentality that you had 3-4 years ago, thinking that you just automatically supposed to win this job, or you're supposed to, you're supposed to be catered to? Stuff is getting out of hand. I can understand some instances where people transfer, but this 2, 3, 4, 5 different schools. Come on, people, man. This is I don't care for it. I think it's bad for the sport. I think it's bad because it's setting them back. It's not helping them. Maybe a few people that transfer in the winter, Jameson Wing, and a couple of people, but for the most Ford, but even if we want to go, Keelan Robinson, he transferred. haven't really seen him hit the field at Texas. We haven't, and I'm not. That's not my against Keelan. And he to be the number one guy there. Hell, he might have stayed at Alabama, and he could have been positioned to be the number one.
He'd be in the NFL by now.
He took the COVID year.
If he would have stayed at Alabama, he would be in the NFL now.
He'd been in the NFL. He took the COVID year. I mean, and I remember they showed the picture. He was working out at home, and he was looking like, man, this guy working on his body. He's looking good. He was excited. He came back, and then, so I just think this transfer portal is getting out, and I'm glad that they're taking a look at this. I just look at like, hey, wait a minute, they're taking advantage of an opportunity that we, and I don't know what you think about it, Nick. I mean, how do you feel about the like I said, I understand some, but all this other stuff that's going on, I don't agree, man.
Like, I agree with you 100% on this because you got, like, go back to the dude that played quarterback, JT Daniels. He started. Okay. Ability. He was starting. He wouldn't transfer to a team. Now you ain't even playing at all. Like, seriously. Ajayi Hall, if he would have just stuck it up, got his mind right, held himself accountable, he easily would have been a starter this year. Easily. And I tell these kids around here, when I talk to them about transferring, when they talk to me about transferring, I'll be like, remember this. You can transfer for whatever reason you want to. But remember this, taking yourself with you. So at some point, you need to look in the mirror and realize what you need to change about yourself when you go to the next destination. Like, this transfer portal stuff, in some points, I get it. I understand. Like, Brock just put DeMar Kennedy is going up there. It's time for him to go somewhere and play. He been on the roster for a long time. I understand these transfers, but when you just continuously transfer, like the guy just brought up, Yami Anoba, these dudes are moving around like checker pieces. Like, come on, man, you ain't got no stability, and this is gonna roll over into your life after football. It's gonna be no stability in your life. You think you're gonna be able to up and leave every situation and not tough any situation out. This is not, guys, and NCAA, I'm telling you, y'all are not helping these kids out by allowing them to do. You're going to, at some point in your life, you're going to have to face adversity. At some point in your life, you're going to have to face it.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Well, I know what you feel, Wade. I mean, what do you think?
Well, you're right. I mean, transfer portal's got its ups and downs. To me, it's a good thing in this respect, because if you don't want to play for Alabama, then go. You need to go. But Tua didn't get on the field immediately. Jalen Hurts didn't get on there immediately, I don't think. So, you just gotta wait your turn. Mac Jones didn't get on there immediately. Matter of fact, it was his last year whenever he got on the field. And look what he did for us.
Brian Robinson.
Yeah, and you see where he's at. He's with the New England Patriots. Now, you got to – you might not get to play a year, but do you want to risk leaving and having to start all over somewhere else, and that be your final year or two or wherever you choose to when you choose to do it? I mean, you got to weigh the ups and downs, and I wish Alabama had a football counselor there that could counsel with these guys that are thinking about doing that. And the coach saying to say, "Hey, we got this so and so guy right here. If you don't want to talk to me personally, talk to this guy here before you do something like that." And because it affects you, like y'all said, it affects the rest of your life, what you choose to do. And I know they're young guys, and their minds ain't fully developed, and they can't see what we see. What we got the experience. We got the age with us that's got went through life and seen these things. And if they'll just hold on and be patient. I know it's hard to be patient whenever you're young like that and you're wanting to play, but evidently the coach, it might be hard to take and digest. Okay, listen, it might be hard to digest, but evidently the coach didn't see enough, or for whatever reason, to put you out there on the field. But that's why I say Missouri is just a state down below us, and it's a show me state. Show me what you want. Show me that you want out there. Show me hard enough. And I truly believe that if Coach sees that and sees that you're aching and wanting to get out there, and every practice that he sees you, if you're a fucking linebacker, pop the guy across from you. I mean, it's your own teammate, but still, he wants to see that. I mean, what are you going to do for me? Are you just going to, oh, I know you're a teammate, but I don't want to hurt you. You know what I mean? Coach Klein said, water boy, get out there and tackle that. Whatever was that same intensity you had against Colonel Sanders, do it to him. Get that tackling fuel, whatever you got to do. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. It's good. I mean, sure, you might go to a school, a decent school, or maybe halfway decent, and sure they might put you on the field whenever they can, just as soon as they can. And then again, you might just sit that year out and nothing happened, So that's just me. So I just think those that's not happy. If they're not happy at being in Alabama, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. Go. As Stephen Higgs says, get the fuck out. Go. Get out. But
before we shoot
to go ahead. I'm done.
Okay. Like I said, before we shoot the Spencer, I'm gonna go back to Nick because he had hand up.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to say something.
Another player to add on, William, what you were saying. Another player that I always like to bring up when we talk about this type of stuff, Cam Sims. Cam Sims is a wide receiver that a lot of people I know. If you ain't in that roster like most of us are, you don't know who Cam Sims is. He came the year before Judy, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith. Cam Sims really did not play at all, but he stuck it out. He did not hit the transfer portal, and guess what? He went to the NFL as an undrafted free agent, and he is on the NFL team right now. He stuck all the adversity out, and he is playing in the NFL right now for the Washington Commanders.
Right.
Here we go. Transfer portal. I've got a lot of fixes for the transfer portal. And NCAA, if anybody out there is listening from y'all, hey man, come to me. Y'all don't have to pay me a salary. Just when I have to come down there for a meeting, you pay for my room and board and my gas and maybe a meal, and I'll show y'all how to fix this NIL and transfer portal bullshit. It's simple. It's easy. But as far as how it is right now, I really, bringing my soul back out, I'm glad it's there to cut the bullshit out of Alabama. It's time for us to go to work. It is time. This is pathetic. Let's cut them out. They don't want to put the work in. They don't want to run. They don't want class work. They don't want to be pushed. They don't want to get cussed out in their face by the coaches. Cut them out. Let them go. Get the hell out. I mean, that's my point of it. Go ahead.
That's it. And before I was on another channel the other night listening, and somebody made a great point. and they was talking about Harold, who's in the portal now, leaving Alabama, which we didn't get much to see. And they were saying they heard some things. Listen, not in the know. I don't know anybody. I don't have any inside information. But along with injury, I heard that he was some issues. Maybe picking up the playbook, learning the playbook, or whatever it may be. If that is true, and I want to say if that is true, once you transfer out and you go to another school, you're gonna have to learn that playbook as well. So you're gonna have to learn a new playbook at another school. So I would think you have some grasp on Alabama's playbook right now, so that like, hey, you're gonna start from ground zero going somewhere else, versus you already have a leg up here. Unless you're going back to Louisville, you do that system, whatever the case may be. But anyway, you have to learn their quarterback, everything else, their playbook all over again. So that's just something to think about for the young people who may be thinking about transferring, because he's a two-time transfer now that he's back. Nick Jr.
And see, this goes back to kids not wanting to work. A lot of these kids, they want to go somewhere because some of these kids go to places where they're gonna make it easy for them in the next destination, and that's what they want. They just want you to make it easy. They want you to lay it out there for them. They don't want to work for them. When you come to Alabama, it's not gonna be that. This is the playbook. Learn it. If you don't learn it, you're gonna probably be put behind. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these places, kids, they end up going to places where they might just modify these things for them, and that's why in the end, when they transfer, you see really nothing after. You see really nothing after it because you wasn't forced to work. You wasn't forced to work.
Right.
You got like Jamil Billingsley, Jai Hall, them kids that went to Texas. Listen, they went up under Sarkisian, thinking it was going to be that, but Sarkisian is trying to build a program, so he is going to come. He is coming correct now. He's not like he was back in the day. He's trying to build a program. He's trying to have a standard. So therefore, you're going to have to live up to that standard now when you go to Texas. It's not just it's going to be a cakewalk now. No, it's not that.
I
agree.
Okay, so around the table.
On Harold.
Go ahead, Spencer.
Well, I was going to talk on Harold.
Is that what you saying?
That I ain't gonna lie to you, Terrell. Harold, he was one of my biggest disappointments when I heard that, because I saw great things for this young man. I mean, great thing. He got injured. I saw him coming back 100% healthy, after this off season, and I could see great things for him. Now, on your point that you bring up, that maybe he wasn't getting the playbook. All right. Well, if you're not, well, that's where you go to your coach and you be honest. It's either going to be, Coach, I'm sorry, I'm not that good at reading. Can you get somebody to help tutor me, to help me learn this playbook? Or is there a way you can simplify some plays for me? I can do this. Practice me what you want me to do in that game, and I'll do that. I'm just having a hard time comprehending this book. There's high school coaches do it all the time. They do it every single day with their kids that come on the field. Right. Some of them can't read and write. Some of them just don't understand. Some of them have a hard time comprehending. But they all, if you take them out there and show them exactly what to do, they grasp it. And maybe he should have went to the coach if that's the case and been honest and swallow a little bit of that pride. That's just me on that one. Right. I just wanted to say that.
Okay. And I agree 100%. Like I'm sorry about that. They make a concession. They tutor you for academics. They will tutor you on ways. Trust me, I know.
Yes.
They will. That's what they got you there for. You're on scholarship. Exactly. So, okay, yes, they're going to help you. But moving on around, William, do you have any topic or anything you want to bring up tonight? Talk about?
I was gonna say, Roll Tide. It's easy to get me and Spencer mixed up because we're such twins and such good-looking fellas. But yeah,
I'm the one with the hard hat.
but yeah, I want to respond to some of those comments in the chat there a minute. Yes, Tommy. Yes, Pete Golden did the golden dildo, as Spencer calls him, did hit the transfer portal. Yes, sir. And what I just read on there too, a Boston station said that Bill O'Brien and Robert Kraft both are on the same page about B.O.B. So keep your fingers crossed. He may be gone. He may be gone. And then it's time for our coach, Coach Nicholas Lou Saban, to get to work on his own. He'll need to get to work himself to find us the right fit for our team. And the only thing that I have is I was going to ask y'all about this. This Armstrong that we got coming on. Do y'all know much about him? And if you do, I'd like to hear your comments on it.
I think Junior knows more about him than we do because he keeps up with better than I do. Junior, Armstrong. What's about Armstrong?
Yeah, man. Kid, young, like I said, young kid. He had his defense because he was the defensive coordinator for over there. He had the top 4 or 5 in the country, and I want to say fourth down conversions. I can't remember. Want to say sacks or something like that. Like, yeah, I can't remember right. I remembered it, but yeah, he had a Southern Miss defense turned around. Now, Southern Miss, if you look at them this year, they were pretty for Southern Miss. They were pretty good. So I think that was a good hire to get him as a linebackers coach. I think that for an inside linebackers coach, I think that was a good hire. But Spencer, like you were saying earlier, you know, usually your inside linebacker coach is your defensive coordinator. So I wonder what is the plan for Nick Saban? You know, what is his plan for a DC, you know? Because like you said, usually inside linebacker coach is the DC, but you know, I think he's a good hire. I just want to see how will he be on the big stage, you know? Because if you look at Pete Gold and stuff, he was pretty good coach too, wherever he came from. But when he got on the big stage, it wasn't Bama standard. So can he live up to the Bama standard? Is going to be the big question for me.
Right. I was going to say, I didn't want to say a big hello to Regular Fitness out there. We appreciate you, man. I try to watch you every chance I get.
Yes, sir. Rags and Fitness.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, brother.
Go check out Talking Sports with Red. You have, man. He's a good guy, man.
Fitness has great content of it, man. I'm glad you on the show watching us, man. Appreciate it very, very much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna turn over. You have a topic for tonight?
Yes, sir. So my topic is back on this coaching thing. How important is it for Nick Saban to get it right this time? Offense, OC and DC. How important is it for him to be able to get it right? For him to get it right.
Who you want to go to?
Roll Tide, rise up.
Hey, listen. I think it's key. I think it's crucial, and the reason I think it's crucial, you got to realize, he going for the last 5 years, and the defense has been declining for 5 years. It has been. Just the previous 3 years, last 2, we have had high-power offense that outscored everybody, and it overshadowed the defense. I said this before. The offense, 2020, when we went through, but the defense still was looking shabby, but the offense was just hitting on. People really weren't complaining about the defense, So that's 5 years in the making. He's been there for 5 years. We got people in as juniors, sophomores that has that mentality. We got to get somebody in to break that cycle and start turning this with the old. It's been 2 years on Orion, and I just think I think that'll be easy to. I think that's an easy fix. The O'Brien. I think the defense gonna be the toughest part of this transition. I think it's key that we get it right, so we can right the ship now, correct it, and keep it correct direction from here forward. So we don't need to get a DC, and then he's just doing shit that people doing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, well, hell, he might have kept golden, So it is what it is on that go. So me personally, it's key. He has to hit the nail on the head and get some guys in here that's going to get. And another thing, I know we all want Brady. I like Brady. I really like Joe Brady as OC. But like we were talking about earlier, I want somebody in here who wants
one and done.
Bama. That's my. I'm scared. He's going to be one. Somebody here who is invested in the program, wants to see the program grow, who may be the next head coach. No, but I'm just saying, I want somebody invested who's time here. And I just think Joe Brady will be looking ahead to the future. Like we have an amazing offense, but we got to be looking for another offense after this. If Joe Brady comes in. Good feeling. Spencer,
and before we move on,
you had your hands on.
Oh, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. I just wanted to bring attention real quick. I know it's a little off topic, but Angie Ledbetter, prayers for the Dog Nation. I know we give y'all hell, but y'all have our prayers immensely as football fans, SEC fans. Devin Willock and Chandler LaCoy, I believe the name was. Sad, man. It's just my prayers go out to you, and I hate it, and I don't know nothing else I can say. It just my prayers go out to all the Dog Nation and all the families and friends involved. That's the best way I can put it. So, Angie, you're right. I do apologize.
We're Tide fans.
Go ahead, Rise up.
We're Dog fans, but we're human beings first. I'm just saying we're Tide fans.
Exactly.
We're Dog fans each other, but
exactly.
we're human beings first, and that's a life that has a life that has been taken. And no matter what suit you put on, whatever that man, they hit me, and I don't even know those people, but when they came across, I was like, wow, man, that's some young people, lives gone, bright futures, and and you can just pray for the family, man. Good Lord.
Yes.
Good Lord.
When I first heard the story, I automatically think about my kids. I'm like, you just can't imagine hearing this about your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and those are some of the kids. So imagine what those parents are going through in the moment. Like that success was there. They was on the right road to doing what they were supposed to do, and it's just, you lose your life in that way. Like it's sad. It hurt me. It hurt my feelings, but it really did. It really did.
Sorry to take y'all off topic. You just
it was necessary.
No, man, never.
It was necessary.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Yeah, no problem. We were like Spencer said, we prayers to everybody in the UGA family, friends, fans. Just man, make words, make God give you solace and some kind of out of this. That I can't make sense of it, but don't deserve like the rest of you guys. So,
Yep.
Yeah. But I guess we go to Spencer with Junior's topic. What were you thinking about Nick Junior's topic as far as Saban getting it first time?
That's actually a very good question. Any other time, I would say give the guy 2 years. Whoever he hires, give him 2 years. Give him a chance to come in, get his people in place, give him 2 years. But this time, as a fan, me personally, we have been force-fed Golden Dildo. We have been force-fed Bob. We've seen the talent. We had more talent than everybody else out there, and we failed. Not once, but twice. So for me as a fan, sorry, Chad, I'm running my ass talker here, and I don't do that over there when I'm doing this. I think it's very important. I think it's very important for us fans. I think it's very important for how people's going to remember Nick Saban. Is this the move like he did with the offense when he made the offensive change? Because right before that, they're saying, oh, he's washed up, man. Nick Saban, he does the same thing over and over. And, he's never going to change. And what does he do? Comes out, starts whooping ass. So I'm thinking this is a key moment in his career to make changes. And that's what I was talking about with Nick Saban Jr. before the show, for him to bring Armstrong in, which is a great hire in my opinion. Great young mind, great young talent. I mean, he can go out there and recruit with the best of them. He's got the drive. I mean, he's got what we need for a linebacker coach. But normally your DCs are your linebacker coach, especially if you're going to say inside linebacker coach. That's normally your DC. So there's something cooking. I can't smell it yet, but there's something cooking in Nick Saban's mind that I think we might be seeing a surprise coming on our defense. For him to hire this one great talent for that one position. That tells me whoever he's got in mind to bring in as defensive coordinator has only got one job and one job only.
Focus on it, yes.
Is to stand on the sideline beside me and call these defensive plays. Get these guys motivated. That's your only job in the world. So you got to worry about. I hope that's the case. So to me, I think it's extremely important he gets these hires right.
Yeah.
Well, I agree.
Back
100%. Spencer? I agree with you, Spencer.
I'm sorry. That's how I feel. I'm sorry. Normally I wouldn't, but after being force-fed these assholes and dealing with them, that's how I felt this time around.
And,
I think that's how
I'm gonna say it.
99% of the Alabama people.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say it. I did a video about it earlier before we came on that, that rumor. This is something that I heard that I can't even think. I'm just doing Jeremy Pruitt. Jeremy Pruitt has. This is what I heard, that he has been cleared to coach at Alabama. It's just up to Nick Saban to hire him. And I'm curious to see how will we bring him back. Will we bring him an analyst? Will we bring him back as a positions coach, or will we bring him back as the DC? And I say, if we bring him back as a position coach or a defensive coordinator, we can't go wrong with either one of those two.
My question I got is, your comment, he was cleared. How was he not cleared? There's nothing legally saying he can't. SEC did not ban him from the SEC. Only thing that was going to be out there is if Nick Saban or anybody in the SEC or anybody hired him, what is going to be the baggage that's going to come with him, because nobody knew the rulings that the SEC or the NCAA was going to put on him. That's the only thing. That's the reason it confused me when I read that. It said he got cleared. Well, they couldn't stop him from being hired anyway. I don't understand the clearing.
I guess what that was meaning is whatever baggage came along with him, whatever is whatever.
Be nothing.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
What do you think, Rise Up?
But like I said, it's a rumor too. So
you know, right? But also, this young man that we got for the linebacker coach is a good am I right about that, or am I
say it again? Say it again.
The guy that we have for the can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
The young man that we got here from Southern Miss as the coach. Is he a good recruiter?
Yes, Armstrong. You talking about Armstrong? Yeah, he's a good recruiter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if he's a good recruiter, and it just so happened that Jeremy Pruitt, we got a recruiter. You follow what I'm going? You see what I'm going
I see what you're saying. I see where your mind's going. I got you. I feel you underneath this hard hat. I feel you. I see where you're going. If Pruitt wasn't allowed to go out and recruit, he had to
ahead of us.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it was just something
Yeah.
Like I say, that's just something that I heard, you know. So I could be wrong, I could be right. Yeah.
So okay. All right. We can move on to Spencer.
Well,
what's your topic, sir?
Well, the one I had that I wrote down the first of the week because this was the top of my notes for starting last Wednesday, but I can't do it. I ain't going to start with that one because of my sorrows for the Georgia player who passed away, so I'm not going to pick on them. So I'm going to leave that for another day. When they start coming on here getting ugly with us, then I'll pull this one back out because I keep all my notes. So, with that being said, just pull my trigger and let me blow your mind. All right? Here we go. Let's go into this one. Let's go into Mr. David Pollack. Excuse me. Did I say Pollack? Yeah, I did say Pollack. Anyway, David Pollack. He was drafted in 2005. He went in round one. His number 17 linebacker taken. From 2005 to 2007, 2 years, he played with Cincinnati Bengals. Very knowledgeable. Very upstanding young man there. He suffered an injury in the second game of his in the second season. So actually, he only played a year and a few months. But still, great guy, great accomplishments. He's done outstanding on the calling it sports. He's done a great job. But, well, no, let me go ahead and say this too. I got to give him his due. David was a 3-time All-American, was recognized as the top college defensive player in the nation. He had 36 sacks at Georgia, third most in NCAA history. So I got to give the man his due. All right. Do I really need to name all the accomplishments that Will Anderson has gotten while he's been in Alabama? And see, I think Will's been here, 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years, right?
Yeah.
Give him hell, Spencer. Give him hell.
I mean, come on. Granted, David Pollack was a great player at Georgia, great player. And he spent the whole 4 years of his time there, if I remember correctly. But you know, I think Will Anderson's right up there with him, and with the different accomplishment they could be pretty much tied there. I just want to know what right or where the man's balls grew 12 inches that day. I think he could disrespect my coach, Nick Saban Bryant. Well, you might as well say that. Nick Saban to his face on national TV. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It just disappoints me about that man. Because I mean, what? Saban's had a championship in 2003 at LSU, 2009 at Alabama, 2011 at Bama, 2012 at Bama, 2015 at Bama, 2017 at Bama, and 2020 at Bama. How many championships has David Pollack had? None. 0. So I'm sorry. It's time to go to work, David. Time to go to work, brother. You got to talk to somebody about my man here, my main coach. You going to do it in front of my face and embarrass him like that? I've lost a lot of respect for you, brother. That was wrong in too many ways. Bad wrong in too many ways. And I just had to get that out there. It was eating me, and I just had to get that out there. What do you think about it, Nick Saban Jr.?
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about Pollack. You just started some shit. That's all I'm gonna say. You just started some shit, because I'm telling you, a change is about to come to Tuscaloosa. That's all I'm gonna say. He started some shit, and the change is about to come. White nigga Saban looked at the man when he said it. He was like, "Okay, I got you. I understand how you feel, but I got you though. A change about to come." That's all I'm gonna say.
Me personally, man, I think Pollack has been waiting to get this out. And listen,
For a long
he's a
time.
Georgia guy. You know, a long time. He's a Georgia guy, man, and he's been waiting. You know, I see him. Nothing wrong for rooting for your team, man. Your team is on a good winning streak, man. They have a great program going. That's beautiful. But we've seen time and time again where people take subtle jet, but that wasn't subtle. That was a straight body blow right there. I mean, he brought it from Mississippi, like, here, take this, take it. So, but listen, man, I was watching a video. Right? Somebody showed me a video, and it was NFL players. And it was like a TikTok video, and they were talking about college football and who they want to go down. And every player named Alabama, every player like Bama got to go, Bama. People don't like Bama. That's fine. Everybody, people don't like New England. Everybody kind of hate them. But at that point, I was like, wow, man, people really, really, really
yes.
hate. I mean, capital HATE, Alabama. Hate. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if you want to hate Bama, that's fine. So I think that was David's. Georgia just won, and they won in good fashion. I mean, they put an open on TCU, and he was good. Pollack, you said what you had to say. Don't take it back. They're coming for that ass.
Yes, sir.
They're coming for that ass. Oh, you said what you said. You meant what you said. I want you to be a man and don't own it.
Say it with your chest.
Just so having to run all tree. Say it with your chest.
Tattoo it on your head.
Say it with your chest. So hey, Nick Saban had his hands up, and he took it. Yeah. William, what do you think about Mr.
All right, I get a
Pollack,
chance.
sir?
I get a
Go for
chance. Woo! We got us an Auburn fan out there. You see that? Did you see that Auburn
Not
fan?
yet. I'm still scrolling.
What?
Hugh Freeze is coming after next.
Oh, Lord.
Hey,
Come on, buddy. Come on.
he might come out the Mississippi again, but it's still not going to result to a playoff or a championship win. So what?
Correct.
No, it don't matter.
So what?
And by the way, David Pollack, because it's spelled Pollack. Okay, I just call it Pollack, so whatever you want to do with it. I mean, as you've seen what I showed you, we've got 18 national championships. And as far as Georgia's concerned, his team, Georgia, I mean, kudos, they got a back-to-back. Whoop-de-fucking-do. We've got fucking 4 of them back here, as I showed you. 25, 26, 64, 65 during the Bear Bryant era right there. And then you got 2 more of Bear Bryant, 78 and 79. Then you got 11 and 12 with our coach present day. And I'm just looking for him to get his other 2 and hopefully more. So it's coming. And as our other church said, you know, Alabama versus all y'all. We don't care who you are. Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, whoever the fuck you are. It's Alabama against all of y'all. It ain't Georgia against all y'all. It's Alabama. They're the team to fucking beat. And they still are. So, yeah, Pollack, you can spew your shit there. You just awoke the sleeping giant, buddy. You just awoke the sleeping giant. And we're coming for you.
Hey.
What did I say? I missed it.
Hey, to that Auburn fan.
Yeah.
To that Auburn fan. Y'all didn't make the playoffs, man. I mean, y'all didn't make a bowl game this year. Come on, bro. You didn't make a bowl game.
Hey, one of them years, Hugh Freeze.
In all fairness to you.
No, go ahead. My bad.
Go ahead.
One of them years, Hugh Freeze won. We still won a national championship in one of those years.
There you go.
Yes. But as far as Auburn goes, you didn't make a bowl game this year. And if I'm not mistaken, if my serves me correct, the last 3 bowl games you played in, you lost. Minnesota. You lost to University of Central Florida. And I forgot who you lost last year. But y'all lost all the last 3 that you was in. And you want to come in here and talk. Really?
Hey, but
Minnesota. They lost to Minnesota. Wow.
Hey, Mr. Order 100. Thank you for tuning in, because I remember on the my Auburn show that I did. I remember you. Thank you for tuning in.
We appreciate it. And you want to come in and talk with us? Okay.
Did you see that latest one he put on there? Alabama will never beat Georgia again. Shit.
Well, let me say this on a little bit back on the Pollack thing. If my dreams come true for this year and beginning of next year, Alabama is in a national championship game. And they make Pollack be the sideline sports announcer with Nick Saban down there during the game. That would be sweet revenge for me. Sweet revenge.
Yes.
And before you move on to the last segment here, I want to bring this up. I got this highlighted down here. I wanted to ask y'all. TCU brought up a very good point in this national championship where Georgia just demolished them. So let me ask y'all's opinion. Should they be a mercy rule in college football? And if so, what would it be in your opinion? Go ahead, Nick Saban Jr. Go ahead.
No, because they keep hyping these teams up like they're the hot shit. You got there, you gonna stick this ass whooping out. No mercy rule. No, get that ass whooping. Get to work. Nope.
You didn't say you got your ass whooped yet. You didn't say you got your ass whooped yet.
they keep hyping these teams up like they're the next best thing. No. So you gonna stick it out. You gonna get this ass whooping. Nope. Georgia, you committed a murder. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I'm glad Georgia. And I'm glad Georgia got 60-some points on them.
Yep.
Just to show that they had no business. I'm glad Georgia got points on them. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wish they would win. So no.
So no mercy rule then. What do you think?
No mercy to either one of them. I mean, this idiot even says that we'll never beat Georgia again. God damn, what the hell? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, son? Good night. Well, we can beat them next. Well, within 2 years, if not this year, we can beat them. With the talent that we got and the fire and the option that these new recruits want to get on the field already, and they ain't even here yet. Come on, man. But these are guys that's wanting, and they're going to get out there and they're going to put the work in. That's the topic. Work, right? They're going to get out there and do their damn exercises. They're going to get in the gym and work out. They're going to work them leg muscles so they can run or whatever they got to do. They're going to do the weights on the upper arm strength. They're going to do all that. These guys they're going to be wanting to get out there. They're going to get out there and do their calisthenics. They're going to do the push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, everything that they need to do because these guys are wanting it. So y'all just better be prepared. Alabama versus all y'all, all of you. It don't matter. Auburn ain't gonna be no problem. That ain't gonna be no problem this year. I guarantee you that. I'm gonna do a Joe Namath. I guarantee Alabama beats Auburn this year. Guaranteed. So, and Georgia, we're coming for you. We still owe that to you. We're coming for you. Watch and see.
So basically, well, if I'm gathering all y'all three correctly, y'all were saying no mercy rule that go ahead and just because they brought a ball back to a championship and they got their ass waxed, that it wouldn't be worse than a mercy rule beating in the first half. They call it a game because they're whooping your ass so damn bad.
No.
Which one's more demeaning? Just laying on the ground, getting blowed, you hadn't said you got your ass whooped yet.
Yep.
Okay, just curious.
If it's a playoff game, listen. Go ahead, Nick.
No, go ahead.
If it's a playoff game, listen, those who bought commercials and paid their money for them commercials so they run. So we need to keep this game going. So we need to keep his ass whooping going. I don't care if it's 200 to whoop their ass. So listen, whoop their ass. They put him in there, whoop their ass. I'm sorry.
Especially when your coach on the other side talking crap about SEC playing the cupcake schedules, and you was the biggest cupcake of them all. State gave Georgia a better game. I don't want to hear that shit. Beat their ass just like you did, Georgia.
That was a goddamn fucking fiasco, man. That was a goddamn. I'd rather be watching fucking damn somebody out here play heavyweights and seeing that damn fucking game.
Well, I was watching two girls having sex out here on the porch more. I was watching them.
Yeah.
Mr. ODR.
Cheers.
Mr. ODR. You quote my scripture. Y'all got coming. You better pray to God that y'all don't get that. You better find that scripture in your Bible. Alabama coming to look at you. Okay, that's the Bible verse you need to find, sir.
Exactly.
Fellas,
Georgia plays cupcake teams. Georgia plays cupcake teams. That's correct. Ours gave me a lot.
Who's next on our last words?
Go around.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say last word, but we went over so much. Nick, you got to say before we get out of here, man?
Roll Tide. Let's get to work. Hey, y'all go back and watch Football University with McAdell on yesterday. Go back and watch that show if y'all haven't watched it. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to this show right here, Rolling with the Tide. Saturday, I will not be doing the special team podcast because I'm trying to use this time to line future Saturday. So there will be no special team podcast Saturday. And if y'all don't mind, if y'all have not subscribed to Nick's Talking Sports, Nick Saban Jr., Talking Sports with Nick Saban Jr., if y'all haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that as well. Please do that as well. But Saturday, there will be no special team podcast.
Okay. Last words?
I pretty well said mine. I do want to offer my condolences to the Georgia folks. I mean, I give them hell, but a life is a life, and there's two that's been snuffed out, and what else can I say, man? I'm sorry y'all having to go through that, but I mean, as far as when football comes, we're coming after you, and you can believe that, as a Roman Reigns would say, you can believe that. But anyway, that's all. Roll Tide.
All right, my last words I'm going to throw in here real quick. First of all, I want to thank, as everybody knows, I've canceled my Twitter account, and I've been trying to shut down my Facebook because it got hacked, and they still haven't shut it down all the way yet. But I want to thank everyone that's come on my instant messenger and gave me messages. It does pop up on my phone, and I get to read it real quick, but I can't answer it. I can't click on it, or I have to start this process all over again. So I do apologize for that. And a couple of the instant messages I got today talking about somebody not being welcome around the Horseman. Well, that's a total lie. There's only two people that's going to tell you that you're not welcome: Nick Saban Jr. and Joy. That's it. If you don't hear from them two, you're always welcome. We might not like what you say, and we're going to rebuttal if we don't like it, but you're welcome to say your point, your viewpoint. You're always welcome. So if anybody else outside of them two tells you that you're not welcome, they're a bald-faced liar. And you heard that from me.
Exactly.
That's my last words. Roll Tide.
Tommy, I do want to say KB's got some family problems. His dad's sick, and so that's why he's not really.
KB's dad, yes, definitely. Prayers out to KB's dad. I forgot about that.
Yes.
And well, I'm going to end it for this platform. Have this platform to come on here and talk. People in the chat: 6-0, Van, nephew Tommy, Slender P. Thank you for coming on. Talking Sports with Red. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on.
Yes.
Rag Fitness again, very much for coming on.
Rag's the man.
So even you, Mr. ODR, 100 Auburn fan, thank you for coming on the show, man. You're welcome anytime. We're gonna mess with you because you're a chicken cat. I don't know, you're a chicken cat. So we know. No Alabama, but nobody knows.
And for you younger people, that means pussy.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
And so everybody on the show, everybody tuned in. Appreciate you, Angela. Better. Again, thank you for tuning in, and again, our condolences and prayers out to the UGA fans and friends. And with that, we're gonna call it a night, and we'll see you again next Tuesday. Roll Tide, people.
Roll Tide. We're out.
Big Savage Junior Sports TV. Go subscribe.